Hey guys, Joe Tunney here at Infinity of Kirkland in Kirkland, Washington, just outside of Seattle. Taking a look at the pride of Ingolstadt, Germany, the Audi A5, slightly revised for 2013. A little bit of a different front fascia in keeping with the company's newer design language. Not much change from the previous year. This particular one, although technically not a Prestige package, is very similar to what a Prestige package is all about. So it was a great one to take a look at. The miles are in the teens. It's a great color, ibis white on black leather, and then it has some neat features that you don't often find on the A5. Now, this one is a Quattro, and if you look at the literature, it says it's a 40-60 full-time Quattro, which just means all-wheel drive, and that the split is 40% of the power goes to the front wheels and 60% goes to the rear wheels. But that power split is actually only in dry or normal environments. That split can change, actually, depending on the traction needs of the car. It can go all the way up to 70% of the traction in the front, 30% in the back, all the way back to 15% in the front and 85% in the back. But why they keep it at 40-60 is they want to give it the driving experience more of a rear-wheel drive car. Obviously, there shares so much in common with the A4 or even a lot of Volkswagen products that are all front-wheel drive, or at least front-wheel drive biased. This rear-wheel drive car, which is really effectively what this particular Quattro application has done, actually changes the driving experience entirely. This is one of the smoothest driving cars that you're ever going to drive. Now, this one has a TSFI engine, and so everybody has some kind of name for their particular fuel injection, and this one actually means something other than just trade jargon. It's turbo fuel stratified injection, and what that means is that the fuel is actually dumped at the very last second into the combustion chamber, and so that's unlike other direct injections, and so it allows for a leaner fuel mixture, even ultra lean, which is cleaner as far as smog requirements are considered, and everybody's really fighting for the lowest smog numbers they can possibly get to. But of course, also we're in the middle of a horsepower war in the automobile industry, and that particular kind of fuel injection is up to 15% more powerful than other direct injection concepts. As a result, the small motor, only 2 liters, gets 211 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It's a bigger car, 3,700 pound car and 108.3 inch wheelbase, yet it drives not like a 4-cylinder. And then this one's an automatic transmission, so you think, God, heavy car, 4-cylinder with a turbocharger and an automatic, I bet it drives horribly. No, it doesn't drive even like a 6-cylinder. It's just as smooth as you could possibly want a car to be. And pretty powerful as well. 211 is not a lot of horsepower, but this particular car feels a lot more powerful than that. Let's take a look around. Again, this particular car, one of the featured things with Audis, everybody knows, everybody loves their front headlights. They have both xenons and LEDs. You have to get an upgraded package to get the xenons and LEDs. But they all have this design language here in the headlamp casing. And this is one of the sexiest looking headlamps in the entire automobile industry. I think for the past 6 or 7 years, every other brand has tried to keep up with whatever Audi's doing. As Audi continues to innovate, it only makes it more comical how other brands are chasing what Audi was doing 2 or 3 years ago. A really, really nice looking front end of the car. Now these come with 18-inch wheel standard, and then you can get a sport package, but the sport package doesn't come with larger wheels. It comes with some other features. 19-inch wheels are a standalone option, and these 10-spoke 19-inch wheels are a nice touch. Now, you see a little bit of dust here. This car was just traded in this morning, so we haven't even run it through our detail or our reconditioning at all, and still it looks fantastic. It looks like a brand new car. Tinted windows are a nice touch. Now, this has the advanced key, which means if you lose it, you're probably going to have to take out a second mortgage on your house, but it is a nice feature. The presets, you know, say you want to preset your seat or preset your steering wheel, they can be done here in the door, but they can also be done with the key. And so I walk up to the car, and the car recognizes this particular key is my key, and maybe this other key is my wife's key. And so I don't even have to take the key out of my pocket. As soon as I touch the door, it's already getting the chair and the steering wheel where I want it. And then if my wife wants to drive the car, it gets everything where she wants it. And then this has the sports seat, and so it has those thigh extensions a la BMW going back a million years. But the seats themselves with the sports package, huge plus. If you don't get any other features, I mean, this has MMI nav, this has a lot of cool stuff, but get that feature. I mean, it makes the car that much more enjoyable. You sit in the car 100% of your driving experience. You know, it looks great on the outside, wheels are nice, all that stuff's really cool. You use the navigation once in a while, that's nice, but you're always in the seat. Get the most comfortable chair that you can possibly get, and this is one of the most comfortable chairs in the entire automobile business. Taking a look around, the 2.0T, 2.0 just stands for 2.0 liter engine. T for turbo, and then of course Quattro just means their version of all-wheel drive. Quattro doesn't mean just, you know, it doesn't mean any one particular kind of all-wheel drive system. It just means Audi has trademarked that word, so Audi gets to use Quattro and nobody else gets to use it. But there's a million different kinds of Quattros. This one uses, as we mentioned, that 40-60 split. Nice spacious trunk, not quite 13 cubic feet, but for a performance car, it's actually fairly roomy. And then you do have the split folding rear seats as well if you need to load up in a pinch, and there's only 2 or 3 of you. Taking a look at a passenger side, again, everything looks cool. It's got that gorgeous panorama roof with tilt feature. The sunroof, they call it a sunroof. I don't know if technically it is a sunroof since it doesn't open per se. It cracks open like this, so you can let a little bit of air out and breathe a little bit. But it's just a big slab of glass more than anything else. Where you really like this feature is when you sit in the back seat. Small car like this can make you feel just like so cramped in the back, but with this huge window up on top, you feel like you're in a convertible. It's really nice. Let's jump inside and take a peek. Now, my personal favorite feature in this car, actually, since I have the advanced key, I don't even need to put the key in here. It's just push button start. But my favorite part of this car is that it has the Bang & Olufsen stereo system, like a Prestige would. And again, this is not a Prestige. The main feature that this lacks to become a Prestige is the crank this down, is the adaptive headlamps. And so the adaptive headlamps are kind of how they sound. If I turn the steering wheel, the lights will turn with the steering wheel. And so this does not have that feature, but it does have their great Audi MMI. And then if I open this slot right here, I actually have room for 2 SD cards. And then I have a 20 gig jukebox. And so as I load, you can actually play audio or video. You can play CDs or DVDs in here. But as I store music into my 20 gigabyte jukebox, one neat feature is the music will actually have the album cover art. And so as I'm scrolling through the jukebox, it looks like a regular jukebox. So instead of just a screen with a bunch of song titles on it, you actually see the album cover work. And so a lot of neat features about this particular navigation. It's actually kind of 2 navigations in one. When I first turn it on, it's like a cartoon image like you're used to seeing on modern navigation units. But then if you give it a moment, as I've given it a moment now it goes to a Google Maps image of exactly where I'm at. So it literally looks like you're on an airplane just about to land into a new city. It's almost so cool that it's a distraction to just see from above the actual area that you're driving around in. But it gives you a really clear idea of exactly where you are if you use the navigation very loosely. Then the navigation has some neat features that I wish our own brand, Infiniti, had. One of them is, I've commented for a long time, is for real estate agents or for people who like to look at real estate. You might want to go look at 5 or 6 properties in a given day. Most navigation units don't allow you to just put in a handful of addresses and then coordinate one master route. You have to pick the first place you're going to go to, then recalibrate and go to the second place, and on and on. Well, how do you know which way is the fastest way? You kind of have to wing it a little bit. Plus, it's just inconvenient to have to keep doing it all the time. I'd rather, once I'm populating this stuff, I'd rather just do it all right now. And so you can actually put up to 9 destinations on a given trip into this particular navigation unit. So if you like to look at a bunch of houses, boom, 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 you just put the stuff in that you need, and you're just rattling off houses without messing around and taking up a bunch of your valuable time. Now, again, it has that wonderful Bang & Olufsen stereo system, probably my favorite part of the entire stereo, and my favorite part of any kind of driving experience. I do like the idea of this fabulous technology, but the other thing that I like about this car, I just truly like the way it drives. And again, it's easy to kind of giggle and say 211 horsepower on a car. And this car's a $50,000 MSRP car, if not a click higher than that with all this equipment. And you say, 50 grand for 211 horsepower, but with an automatic transmission, the thing's probably slow as a slug. First off, the ZF transmission. ZF's been making some of the world's best transmissions since they first patented their first transmission back in 1920. The shifts are just very nice and crisp on this car. Not like a CVT like you're seeing a lot of these, even the base two-wheel drive Audi, you'll see a CVT. And I despise CVTs. They are so unclassy. The way that they drive takes all the fun out of driving. And yes, you can get kind of spiky fuel economy numbers with them, but this still gets 29 miles per gallon on the open road. And again, for over 3,700 pounds, I mean, that's pretty impressive, especially since it's got all-wheel drive. But the truth is, driving this car, it drives great. The seats are super comfortable. You feel really posh and composed and relaxed in here, and you feel cool. You feel like you bought an expensive car, and when you drive it fast, it's fast like an expensive car. Don't let the numbers fool you on this. This is one of the most entertaining cars on the road today for this particular price point. It does come with a 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty from Audi, 12-year perforation warranty. Not that that's a big deal here in the Northwest, but in other environments it is. A really neat car, special colors, and if you have any questions about this car, please don't hesitate to give me a call. My name's Joe Tunney. I'm the sales manager here at Infiniti of Kirkland. You can call me anytime, 425-821-1600, or just drop me an email at joet@infinityofkirkland.com.